Welcome to Nimasa this week. This program from the stables of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency is designed to bring you activities of Nimasa, as well as bring you all those things that you need to learn about the maritime industry, the collaborators of Nimasa, and how Nimasa is pursuing its mandate. My name is Eugenia Abu. We thank you for joining us.
Any vessel operating coastal voyage in Nigeria must mandatorily have on board the following: vessel logbook, vessel port of call, vessel particulars, which include registry certificates, safety equipment certificates such as safe manning certificates, builder's certificates, load line certificates, tonnage certificates, radio certificate, insurance certificates, classification certificates, passenger ship safety certificate, service certificate, cargo ship certificates, and waiver certificates or receipts. Vessel owners, captains, shipping agents, and members of the public are advised to note and comply.
This week's edition will bring you the traditional Director General's Diary, otherwise known as DG's Diary. That's part of the program. That segment will be bringing you activities of Dr. Bashir Jamo, Director General of Nimasa. We will also be bringing you segments from a field trip by the media practitioners who took part in a capacity building workshop on the security issues in the Gulf of Guinea.
We're giving you this souvenir. Find a strategic location in your office, fix it, so that you can always remember this visit Ebos US. Thank you so very much for coming, and we appreciate it.
On the DG's Diary this week, let's serve you the courtesy visit by the Flag Officer Commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Mustafa Hassan, on Dr. Jamo and Nimasa management. The FOC West, who had the Commander Deep Blue Commodore O.A. Akimbami on his entourage, noted that the Deep Blue assets are fully functional and requested for further deepening of information sharing between the Western Naval Command and the Nimasa C4I Center.
I would like to emphasize the importance of safety and maritime security in the Nigerian maritime environment, which is one of our collective core functions. We launched an operation a few days ago. That is Operation Water Guard, which is aimed at sealing totally the smuggling from the maritime aspect on that corridor. So far, I can tell you we're achieving 100% success. I also want to acknowledge the great support we've received from Nimasa over time, ranging from the logistics made available by the special mission vessels at DB Lagos and DB Abuja, and also the great intervention posed by the special mission helicopters, which have greatly improved our presence in the air.
In his response, Dr. Jamo said collaboration with the Nigerian Navy has played a key role in the achievements of his administration in terms of maritime security in Nigerian waters and the Gulf of Guinea.
You may not hear from the international community. They are always full of praises of Nigeria. Just 2 to 3 weeks ago, I was in Brazil. They wanted me to go and share the experiences, how we do it. In Ghana, they said we need to go and coach Ghana Maritime Authority on how we relate our own navies and how we appreciate our own navies, instead of them still sitting down to say, look, we own this, nobody can come near it. On behalf of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, the Executive Management, and the entire staff of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, we want you to extend our sincere gratitude and appreciation to the Chief of Naval Staff for the continued support and endurance, understanding, to the men and women of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency.
The Nimasa helmsman noted that Nimasa is eager to ensure policies that would avail Nigerians of the benefits accruable from the blue economy. And I quote, "The time has come for us to implement our Crude to Blue campaign since 2021. Maritime stakeholders in Nigeria should be ready to repay President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for creating the Marine and Blue Economy Ministry."
We are in a very quick situation to tell and show Nigerians that truly Nigeria, they are ready for the blue economy. To tell Nigerians that the wisdom of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria gave us marine and blue economy is not just by mere sheer thinking, but by practical expression that we need to have a stand-alone economy called blue. At the same time, we are trying to see how we will make presentation for the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy to have a marine protected areas. The marine protected areas need the presence of Nigerian Navy to ensure that we impose those protected areas and ensure that whatever we need to do, we do it. We want Nigerians, before the end of the first quarter, to realize truly Nigeria is a blue economy country and we're shifting from crude to blue.
The issue of Tonjeji Island in Badagry also came up for discussion. The FOC West urged Nimasa to bring to the notice of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy the need for Nigeria to take possession of a border island in Badagry, the oil-rich Tonjeji Island between Nigeria and Benin Republic, for maritime tourism. The closest village to the Tonjeji Island in Nigeria is Badagry, and it's about 55 minutes by water, while just 5 minutes from Port Novo. Residents speak French and English, and they do their daily shopping from Port Novo. During the meeting of the FOC West, Rear Admiral Mustafa Hassan to Nimasa, it was announced that a standing committee of the Nigerian Navy and Nimasa will be set up to facilitate the Nimasa Navy collaboration with a view to harnessing the blue economy potential under the supervision of the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. Barely 24 hours later was the committee with membership from the Nigerian Navy and Nimasa inaugurated by the FOC at the Naval Dockyard in Apapa. Nimasa Director D Blue, Chief Otonye Obom, led the Nimasa delegation to the event.
I want to consider this committee inaugurated. It's going to be a standing committee until further notice, and I will direct that Commodore Lakan, my Command Operations Officer, takes the lead with close ties with the Director of Deep Blue.
In continuation of efforts to enhance the capacity of officials of Nimasa to implement the provisions of the International Ships and Ports Facility Code in Nigeria, officials of the International Maritime Security Operations (IMSOT) from the United Kingdom were in Lagos for a workshop on the responsibilities of the ISPS Code inspectors. Nimasa Executive Director, Maritime Labour and Cabotage Services, Engineer Victor Oche, in his welcome address, commended Britain for her interest in seeing to effective implementation of the ISPS Code in Nigeria.
Let me, on behalf of the members of the executive management and all staff of Nimasa, we are immensely honored to once again welcome the contingents from the International Maritime Security Operations Team IMSOT, United Kingdom to Nigeria, on the occasion of the conduct of the second phase of the workshop on ISPS Code inspectors and officers. Nimasa appreciates the efforts of the IMSOT in taking advantage of the peer review relationship geared towards enhancing port security regimes in Nigeria.
Participants listened attentively as Patricia Davis, the IMSOT Liaison Officer for Sub-Sahara, Mike Henman, who is the Deputy Head of IMSOT Security Operations, and Graham Task, who is the Security Compliance Manager, took them to task on latest developments on ISPS code implementation.
We are here because of the ISPS code. We are here because the ISPS code, as we know, as we showcased in the first workshop, came out after the 9/11 attacks. The terrorist threat is global, it's real, it's serious, it's enduring, it's evolving, it may change quite rapidly, and maritime, as we know, is a target, or could be a target. The International Maritime Security Operations Team is very focused on port security.
But obviously, ISPS actually covers a wider element of threats than just terrorism. It also talks about trespassers, petty theft, organised crime, smuggling, things like this. And the protection of those port facilities is conducted through preventative measures that we'll talk about as we work our way through the week, addressing physical security, access control, body searching, things like this.
The course content we're having today has been an ongoing project. It's a collaboration between the Nigerian government and the British government. Specifically, it's a collaboration between Nimasa and the INSOT group, that is the Ministry of Transport Security Group of United Kingdom. The main aim is to provide us with capacity building modules that are related to the ISPS program. So it's a collaboration between both countries on implementing the ISPS code regime.
This program is part of our security partnership with Nigeria. Maritime security is part of that security and defense partnership. It's an integral part of it. And some of these workshops are about us sharing our experience and knowledge with Nigerian partners on how to improve and maintain maritime security, particularly within ports.
The ISPS code is a set of measures to enhance the security of ships and port facilities. It was developed in response to the perceived threats to ships and port facilities after the 9/11 attacks. There are 3 levels of security that were defined in the ISPS code that are simply called Security Level 1, Security Level 2, and Security Level 3.
My name is Chief Dr. George Moralo.
Senator Binta Masi Garba.
Bonamuse is Rollins McFoy, the President of Women in Maritime Nigeria.
You are watching Nimasa this week.
You are watching Nimasa this week.
Nimasa this week, the voice of maritime.
The voice of maritime.
The voice of the maritime industry.
The voice of the maritime.
Nimasa this week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
Nimasa, along with the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Center, decided to have a capacity building workshop for media practitioners on the best way to cover and report the Gulf of Guinea and its security issues. In that workshop, there were theories and there were also field trips. This week, we bring you the field trips so that the media practitioners can have a hands-on in learning how these issues are deployed, how the matters are addressed, and how it is managed. Therefore, here's the field trip.
And I want to remind you that he who controls media controls minds. It is the media that will educate and enlighten Nigerians. It is the media that will focus the attention of educating the international community. The narrative of maritime insecurity in Nigeria is no longer in place.
That was the DG CEO Nimasa, Dr. Bashir Jamo, OFR, during the opening ceremony of the one-week workshop organized to enhance the capacity of Nigerian media practitioners as regards maritime security reporting. After the opening ceremonies, faculties got busy delivering modules after modules.
So I agree with you that the potentials that the ocean provides for economic growth and development have not been explored adequately. But I would always appeal to caution. Let's get to understand where we are first.
So in this particular sense, if the agencies involved didn't give adequate information for the media to educate and inform the public, then there was something missing. Or the media person also who didn't try to do a little bit of his own work to really report the situation as it is. If it is a developing story, let it be known that it's a developing story.
If you're talking about an attack on a vessel, what type of vessel? What is the name of the vessel? What is the flag of the vessel? What is the cargo that the vessel is carrying? The length of the vessel? You describe that vessel properly.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa, in partnership with the Kofi Annan International Training Center, KAIPTC Ghana, teamed up with the Danish government to train media practitioners and information officers in Nigeria on Gulf of Guinea maritime security reporting. Modules shared during the training included, on the third day, it was time for field trip and participants were eager to see firsthand the aquatic splendor of the Nigerian harbors in Apapa. The journey by boat from the Naval Dockyard Jetty on Victoria Island to Nimasa Operational Base in Kirikiri was less than 20 minutes.
Center, we work 24 hours in a day, and we have a manpower combination of Nimasa staff, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Police, and Department of Security Services.
We find out that the spills of the other countries comes back to Nigeria. Now we have to do what? Strengthening what we have here. So you can imagine the number of vessels sailing dark. We call it, when you sail dark, you are going off radar. So nobody knows your position, nobody knows where you are, where it is.
The ones that are transmitting may not be the ones that are the real threat. So we need to find out those crafts, those ones that are not transmitting, those that are going dark, as you mentioned before, because when you go dark, no, you are not giving account of where you are.
We have been hearing about the C4I. Before now, some of us feel that like Osagi said, it's a measure for a political office holder, but today we are better equipped. You are doing a very good job in protecting our maritime domain, but those out there have little knowledge about what is happening. Put out those information to us. Let us share your experiences.
On behalf of the leadership of the KAIPTC, we would like to express our sincere gratitude, especially to the leadership of Nimasa and also to your department.
This center is referred to as the Regional Maritime Risk Coordination Center. It is called regional because it is one of the 5 centers that the International Maritime Organization have designated as the centers to coordinate search and rescue in the whole of Africa. We have 9 countries altogether that we manage here.
Countries, you said?
Yes.
And we talked about language barrier. We want to know, do you have members of the staff from other countries of the region, or are they all Nigerians?
We have countries that speak Portuguese. Sao Tome and Principe and Equatorial Guinea speaks Portuguese. We have countries that speak French. English is the common language, but one of the things we've developed over time is that they will come from time to time, maybe on an internship for a period, observe what we're doing, maybe stay with us for a week or two, and vice versa. We have an exchange as well, so that we can share ideas, we can know what's happening within individual countries.
I've been here several but I never knew how you guys manage the language barrier. Today now, I'm better informed.
The workshop was incomplete without a panel session. The spokespersons for the Nigerian Ports Authority and that of Nimasa joined senior editors to engage the media practitioners on the need for national interest in reporting maritime security.
The primary rule of reporting is that we must give fair hearing to all sides. And I think that we owe Nigeria a responsibility as reporters. Because when the wrong information goes out, it is already out. You cannot retrieve it. So please, I want to appeal to our colleagues to always clarify information.
Be interested in the core operations of organizations involved, not only with Nimasa. We have the Navy, we have, I think, DSS, we have other organizations that are involved, deeply involved in maritime security. We should show sufficient interest in them to understand the technicalities of their offerings and get ourselves used.
After the 5-day training, the participants had this to say about their experiences.
It has been very educative, very engaging, and very illuminating.
I've seen another side of maritime security reporting that I've not really focused on.
I would like to thank the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency for organizing this event.
It has also helped me to set better agenda for the good and growth of the maritime industry.
Very professional team and very engaging team. They brought new perspectives to what we needed to know to do better.
It has awakened the consciousness to do in-depth reports.
I want to say special thanks to Nimasa. Special thank you goes to the Kofi Annan Training Center and the Danish government.
Introducing the Nimasa Distress Response Call Lines for all maritime stakeholders, ship owners, seafarers, ship captains. Whatever your challenge or distress in the Nigerian maritime domain, please call 0803 0685 167, 0708 0005 956, 0700 0700 010. If you can't reach us on these lines, please call 0700 0700 020, 0700 0700 030. Also via VHF Radio Channel 16. Call and Nimasa will respond.
That money, you need to be courageous. So I squeeze it and the last aspect for.
This week, we have brought you very many interesting segments on Nimasa this week. There has been training and capacity building for media personalities involved in the coverage of security issues in the Gulf of Guinea. And we have also brought you, of course, the DJ's Diary. It has been a pleasure, as always, bringing you this program this week. Until next week, when we come your way again, my name is Eugenia Abu. On behalf of all the team, we thank you, as always, for joining us.